I got some DEI news for y'all. DEI alert, DEI alert, DEI alert. The latest update on the DEI samurai in Assassin's Creed Shadows is Assassin's Creed's subreddit, where the most prominent, the most hardcore of fans hang out, promises to ban anyone who keeps complaining about the historical accuracy and Yasuke. We are all exhausted of this tedious discussion. They said, if you got a problem with the backs, we don't care. Rare Reddit W. I'm saying rare Reddit W. If you are a go woke, go broke brother, you are getting censored. Whether or not Yasuke, an African man who briefly served feudal lord Nobunaga in 16th century Japan, was really a samurai is somewhat of an interesting question for the scholars of the era, and comes down to how the historical records of his life pair with the use of the term samurai at the time. You know what's funny too, and you know it's like this whole argument is proving? Shout out to Cosmic Kage with the sub. It shows you, because remember, 60% of gamers do not play new games. They play games that are 6 years or older, like Roblox, Call of Duty, Fortnite, right? This whole debate proves it, because there are so many games that Yasuke appeared in where he was a samurai. I think he was in Samurai Warriors. He was in Neo 2. He has his own anime. This has never been an issue until it got to a mainstream game like Assassin's Creed. So what does that say? Most you niggas is frauds. You don't play no games, because you would have known that if you played games. Anyways, he was in both Neos. Crazy. Yeah, the fraud is in gamers. When Yasuke was revealed as one of the two, yeah, we know. Anyways, as of this week, the moderators of the unofficial Assassin's Creed subreddit are done hearing about it. Shut the fuck up. With the reveal of Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's been an influx of a certain amount of individuals spilling into various communities online, such as this subreddit, and raising arguments about the historical accuracy, wrote the mods in a now closed thread. As we are all exhausted of this tedious discussion that has been endlessly talked to death, not to mention the exacerbated by the recent official statement from Ubisoft, we would like, which they shouldn't have did, we would like to give a final reminder to those participating in these debates as to what exactly this franchise entails and why there was never any point to these discussions to begin with outside of the thinly veiling bad faith intent. That's the politically correct way to say, we think you guys, no, we know you're racist. The statement from Ubisoft referenced in that passage was an apology posted by the developer for genuinely concerning the concern within the Japanese community over details in Shadow's promotional material so far, possibly such as Ubisoft's use of real-life reenactment groups' flags or potential errors regarding the placement of a Torii gate. On the topic of Yasuke, Ubisoft acknowledged that this samurai status is a matter of debate and discussion, and emphasized that other leads Noe is a Japanese shinobi. One thing I hope that comes out of this situation is since half the internet wants to be Japanese culture police, any game from here on out that involves samurai, ninjas, yakuza, anything Japanese related, it better be historically accurate, and it better, y'all better be fact checking whatever company makes the game. When Ghost of Tsushima 2 comes out, y'all better keep this same energy. Matter of fact, we know you don't keep that same energy, because if you would have played Rise of Ronin, which is a feudal Japan game, right? In that game, the Americans are invading Japan, and there are enemies. Let me see if I can find a picture of it. Heavy American enemies, Rise of Ronin, that are straight up American caricatures. Were they British? Was it British? No, the Americans are in the game. It's the British Americans. It's a bunch of different European countries. But specifically, there's like an American enemy. He's like a big hulking dude. Y'all didn't have a problem with that? Like, that wasn't historically accurate. I wish I could find a picture of that shit. The shit was fucking, I thought it was funny because it's clearly them hamming it up and making like a caricature, a stereotype. It's the Brits in there. Yeah, they're all in there. Damn, I can't find an image of that shit. I remember there was a base I invaded and had like this super buff Hulk ass patriotic nigga. Like, I thought it was funny. Why didn't you guys check the studio that made that? That wasn't historically accurate when it comes to Americans. There's a lot of there wasn't a nigga in Rise of Ronin. You get a fucking plane that you can fly around in. That wasn't historically accurate. Not a plane, but it's like a hovering device, like the same shit that Ezio used in Assassin's Creed 2. That wasn't historically accurate in feudal Japan. This nigga's flying around with no wind current. What the fuck? A glider, yeah, a glider. The fuck out of here, bro. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I want to see historical accuracy. You walk around in Rise of Ronin, there's missions where you have to take pictures of iconic spaces in Japan. And they did have cameras back in the 1800s, but that's when cameras first came out. You have to remember. That shit was nothing but a pinhole camera. That bitch took 10 minutes to take the picture. You had to get the lighting just right. Yeah, it was no color. You had to sit still for 30 minutes. But in the game, you just running around snapping pictures like it's a fucking iPhone. That's not historically accurate. I just want to see consistency across the board, unless this has nothing to do with historical accuracy and everything to do with... You see that right there? It protects me from the sun when I go outside. And it also allows me to fuck white daughters. I don't, though. I'm a responsible black man. Fear of a Black Planet. That's what Chuck D said. It was a fear of a black planet. Anyways, what else I got for y'all? That's the update on the DEI Samurai. Yeah, no sunburn for me. You know the funny, and like I know black people can't get sunburns. Jokes aside, it's just a lot harder for us. You should wear sunscreen if you're going to the beach and you're going to be outside in the sun for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. But like it always cracks me up when people who are not black tell me I need to wear sunscreen and we're just going to be outside for 30 minutes like an hour. Yeah, but no, I don't. My birthday is August 8th. My birthday is like in 7 days. I will be 34 years old. I have never, and I repeat, I have never had a sunburn. Stop telling me what I need to do. You need sunscreen, nigga. You need it. Be peeling like reptiles. The fuck? At this point, I think I know what I'm doing, okay? I think I know what I'm doing. You said knock on wood. Yeah. Now, long term, you do need sunscreen if you're out in the sun long term, just so you guys know. Get the shit from Target. It's a brand for black people specifically. It meshes with our skin better. It rubs in better. Yeah, we already got the ultimate tan. Anyways, EA news. EA CEO Andrew Wilson, who raked in $26 million last year, calls the next Battlefield one of the most ambitious projects in their history, as all hands get to work on the Battlefield universe. Remember where you heard it here first. This is going to turn into a joke if this game is ass. They're going to say the ambitious shit as a joke. Yo, shout out to Kyrie with the sub. Andrew Wilson sure likes to make bold claims. When he ascended to the CEO throne, he declared that EA was going to be the world's greatest games company. Earlier this year, he's reimagining a world in which 3 billion people are creating EA games using EA's AI tech. Now he's saying the next Battlefield is going to be absolutely massive. So massive that it's one of the most ambitious projects in our history. The quote comes from Wilson, prepared remarks regarding EA's Q1 2025 financial results released yesterday. The company had a good year, the reckon the execs, who said releases like EA's College Football 25 and strong live service performances have delivered a Q1 result above expectations. They're also very excited about Madden, EA Sports FC, and of course Dragon Age the Veilguard. But it's the Battlefield hype that catches my eye. The series has endured a rocky road recently. An entire studio dedicated to a single-player Battlefield stuff got laid off in a flash earlier this year, and Battlefield 2042 hasn't exactly won over the hearts and minds of long-term fans. The game sits at an inevitable beige mixed review rating over on Steam. You wouldn't know that to hear Wilson talk about the next one. This is not just one of our top priorities, it's also one of the most ambitious projects in our history. We have brought together the very best team coupled with the resources and technology they need to deliver an epic Battlefield experience. Play the theme music? What theme music? What theme music should I play? What do you think they could do to make Battlefield like better? I feel like it's kind of hit that point where it's like, I don't know what else. It's like Call of Duty. What else can you do to innovate it? Just small little fraud watch. My bad. What the fuck? Computer. Thank you. Andrew Wilson says that Battlefield will be the most ambitious Battlefield in gaming history. Andrew, you're officially on fraud watch. Nigga, we'll see. Just make sure the game's not crashing every few minutes. That's what let's see an optimized Battlefield at launch. That's what I want to see. I don't understand Madden's marketing. They focus on Ultimate Team, but every year they do rating reveals like they actually mean something. I think that's for like social media. They do the rating thing because it gives you a bunch of social media posts. But yes, Ultimate Team is their moneymaker. That's the main thing they're focused on. Ultimate Team is one of the worst things that ever happened to sports games. That's where you can pinpoint everything fell. Let's see. Despite the studio closure earlier this year, Wilson has previously referred to the team working on the next Battlefield as the largest Battlefield team in franchise history, set to build a Battlefield universe across connected multiplayer and single-player experiences. I imagine that kind of stuff might sting if you're one of the developers at the now shuttered studio. Let me explain something to y'all. Bigger does not mean better. Actually, sometimes bigger actually means worse. Actually, I argue most of the time. You got to find that sweet spot, that right number. There's a famous phrase known as too many cooks in the kitchen. Need I remind everybody, Destiny 1 was a $500 million game and they boasted about it. Oh, we've got all the best talented people here at Bungie. Destiny 1 came out, that shit was a 5 out of 10. On his deathbed, croaking. Then the Taken King came out and it saved the franchise. But let's not activate revisionist history. I will give credit when credit is due. Bungie turned the ship around. But let's not forget, and I don't think the Taken King was the first piece of DLC. It was like the second or third. Destiny 1 was a flop at first. It was on the way out. It was on the canvas. Then they pulled a Rocky Marciano. They got up. Raging Bull. They had heart. I give it to them. Too many cooks in the kitchen sometimes. Same thing with Destiny 2. Yeah, but I think Destiny 1 was in way worse shape. I think it was. And also Destiny 2 had the leeway because Destiny 1 was so successful after the Taken King. People were a little bit more lenient. But you have to remember, people was looking like, They didn't have that leniency with Destiny 1. In other words, Wilson is chatting like EA is putting a lot of eggs in the Battlefield basket, but despite the series' lackluster performance over the last 7 years, apparently encouraged by our team's unique ability to listen, learn, and draw inspiration from the community to deepen connections with the franchise. I think one of the issues that Battlefield's going to face that a lot of people aren't even thinking about, just a thought off the top of my head, is if you remember, I read an article on stream like a month ago. There was a study published by an independent study. There was an independent study published. I forgot the name of the website, where it was stating that gamers nowadays don't like to participate in strategy in video games. Basically, gamers are getting dumber. And to be fair, humans are getting dumber as a whole. And a lot of that has to do with social media and cell phones. And they talked about this in the article. They were saying it's not the sole reason, but it is a key component. Like short form content like TikTok is frying the brains of people. So people don't want to think about flanking. They don't want to think about taking the high ground. They don't want to think about coordinating a push with your team. They don't want to think about what abilities and what heroes complement each other. They just want to play the fucking game. I mean, you see it in Marvel Rivals. We are pushing some of these teams back because they don't even want to use the synergize feature. The point I'm trying to make is, if that is true, if that study is true, that means a game like Battlefield in comparison to Call of Duty might struggle with this new generation, because Battlefield, although I think Battlefield has a lot in common with Call of Duty in terms of the shooting mechanics. I don't care what nobody says. Battlefield it's not as arcade as Call of Duty, but it is an arcade shooter mechanically. Where it's not arcade is Battlefield does require more coordination because it's a big team battle. There's vehicles. So it does require more strategy. It does require more thought than Call of Duty, but gun to gun gameplay, like it's not that, I don't think Battlefield's that hard to shoot in. So I think that could affect it if the study is true. Battlefield's going to have a hard time sustaining itself in this new generation where everybody wants instant gratification. You don't get instant gratification in Battlefield. You and the homies got to hop in a car, got to hop in a tank. You got to take a point. You got to coordinate a push. I don't see it. The CCP running an experiment with TikTok on niggas, lowering their IQ. Chill. Battlefield death lost its luster. I'm gonna still give it a shot. I'm always be a Battlefield fan. I like that shit, but I'm just saying that like it's facing an uphill battle, I think. But that's the Battlefield article I got for you. Will this be the most ambitious Battlefield ever? I don't know. He's the CEO. It's his job to hype up the company. Doesn't mean it's true. Why would you ever come out and be like, yeah, I think our product is gonna be trash? Especially when he made 25 million last year. He needs another boat. Speaking of shitty companies, Apple articles are coming out. Apple has kind of had their foot in gaming for a while, halfway in. Give us Bad Company 3 and a good story. I agree. Apple has had their foot halfway in gaming, and my argument has always been, stop doing this shit. If there's any company, any tech company out there that can get into gaming, they have the capital to get into it. It is Apple. But for some reason, they've had this half-ass effort where they've been pushing the Apple TV and Apple Arcade instead of making a full-blown console. And news is coming out that developing for the Apple Arcade is not even fun. Let's read along. According to mobilegame.biz, developers continue to be unhappy with how Apple's running its pay once, play all you want game subscription service. Developers point out how Apple has delayed payments, sometimes up to 6 months, which has put smaller studios in bad situations. Damn, I didn't even know that. Wait, so you don't buy the games individually? You just subscribe to Apple Arcade and it's like a Netflix service? And then you gotta hope Apple pays you? That's crazy. That's good for the consumer if they have good games on the platform. Like that Sonic game looked pretty decent. When's the next episode of Hokage Thoughts? When's the next episode of Critical Thinking? This is literally what I would talk about on Hokage Thoughts. Hokage Highlights is just Hokage Highlights is literally just Hokage Thoughts. It's just easier to digest. What would I talk about? I don't want to answer any more questions about how to grow your YouTube channel or your Twitch channel. I'm tired of answering that shit. It'd be the same answer every time, and none of you niggas ever listen. I don't want to say never, because sometimes I get success stories in the Discord. Shout out to y'all. Like, shout out to Holiest, you know? Sometimes we get success stories, but he said it's been 4 or 5 years. Like, I just dropped the video, and I'm just saying, I dropped 2 videos on Hokage Highlights. I dropped a YouTube short. I'm streaming today. I dropped a short. I dropped 2 videos on Highlights, and I dropped a video on I'm Just Saying. On July 31st, 2024, I have dropped 5 pieces of content. When's the next Hokage Highlights? Can y'all understand my frustration? That's not enough. I've been busy with life. I'm missing out. Just follow Hokage Highlights. Turn on the noties, bro. He said, productive black man, productive. You said you've been busy. So you asking me to produce something, you're not even paying attention to what I'm doing. That's crazy. Just, food for thought. Turn on the noties, bro. When you getting your dreads back. Yeah, let me grow I'm gonna grow my dreads back today. Anyways, we're going back to the, I'm not mad at you. I'm just fucking with you. Devs are also unhappy with Apple's communication or rather lack of. Shout out to Dolphy with the sub. We can go weeks without hearing from Apple at times, and their general response time to emails is 3 weeks if they reply at all. They got to get that new iPhone out, baby, that new iPad. Definitely the new iPad. You know these dumbass little kids need the new A75 chip so they can play Subway Surfers and ruin your credit history. Some have even called Apple's tech support miserable and the worst they've seen anywhere. Even the QA and update process is frustrating, prompting some developers to avoid updating their games altogether. Damn. And now with the release of the Apple Vision Pro, many game developers are growing increasingly frustrated as the headset struggles to run complex games. Not the $4,000 headset, because that's really how much it is. $3,500 with tax, come on. Apple's engineers don't seem... Why are you doing drive-by boobs, sir? Yes? Hug? Come on. Apple's engineers don't seem to be able to offer any insight into how Apple Vision Pro's hardware software works on how essential middleware is meant to work. They said they don't know what they're doing. We're supposed to ask product, technical, and commercial questions, but often half the Apple team won't turn up, and when they do, they have no idea of what's going on and can't answer our questions, either because they don't have any knowledge of how to answer it or not able to share that info. Damn. They said the Apple geniuses is stupid. Hey, I'm talking. Do you think the Apple genius is stupid? Do you? You're okay, buddy. You're okay. Not gonna lie, when I went to the Apple store to try it out and saw the 3D live photo and video, bro, I damn near cried. I was like, damn, I see why they paying $4,000. Yeah, but did you like really need it? Like, I understand, like, oh, this is cool, but did you come away from it and be like, you know, if I had $4,000, I'd buy this? Did you come away with it? You said, oh, exactly. And that's the point. That shit is still stupid. Impressive, but what's the real world use for it? I'm not trying to watch Team USA basketball, Joel Embiid sit on the bench in 4D. I don't want to. We don't want to watch that. Go get a Gatorade, nigga. While Apple expects indie developers to create new games for the Apple Vision Pro, the company does not provide compensation or make any promises to promote or market the game once it's finished. They don't pay people for porting the game? That's crazy. It wasn't always this way, though. Many developers said the Apple Arcade used to be significantly more profitable. Some developers point out this they wouldn't exist without the Apple Arcade. Many developers note this is likely because the tech giant sees mobile games and game developers as a necessary evil, meaning they don't take it seriously, they just deal with it. The company understands that gaming accounts for a significant portion of its profits under its services umbrella, but it isn't sure what the direction to head. I honestly think Apple doesn't understand games and gamers, said one developer. I believe Apple Arcade is a good idea in general, but they need a clear goal for what it should go and what it's for. I think the price is insane when Samsung Ben had that. What's the price of Apple Arcade? $6.99 a month. After the free trial, get unlimited access to 200 games for the price of one premium game. Oh, that makes sense. Damn. So it costs $7 a month and you get access to over 200 games. Keep that in mind, right? Hold up. Time to do the numbers. Time to be an asshole. Okay. 200 plus games. We don't know what that is. Let's be generous. Let's say 250 for 200. 250 divided by 7, because it's $7 a month. You basically got each developer clawing and fighting for $35 a month, like just pennies. Like, this is crazy. Like, what's the wealth distribution program on? Like, yeah, now I understand. Okay, this is why we do the numbers. This is why we do. That is nasty. That is nasty, especially with like that new Sonic game. Hold up. Sonic Apple Arcade. It looks like a AAA game. It's the first game that I've seen where I was like, you know, I'd play this. Yeah, wicked business model. Like, it doesn't look bad. This looks like a Sonic game. You want Sega to make these AAA titles and then pay them pennies? Oh yeah. See, pay them. Pay them. This goes back to what I be trying to say like a week ago. I said a lot of y'all really don't understand like what these developers be dealing with. Shut up and make my game. I'm like, yo, these are people that got livelihoods. That Ninja Turtles game looks good too. They got a couple bangers on the platform. How much is development of a mobile game? See, I think you're looking at it from the standpoint of it's on mobile, and you're not looking at it from the standpoint of the quality of the game. We're not talking about Snake on the old flip phones. We're talking about AAA level games. Like, did you not just see that Sonic game? That Sonic game looks like a late PS4 game. And then Assassin's Creed Mirage is on the iPhone now and the iPad. That is a modern generation game. They want console PC level games on these platforms, and they're only charging $7 a month. Like, that's crazy. Shanic. Pay the developers. And Microsoft is listening to my stream news last week, or maybe a couple streams ago. You remember who was in the stream? You remember we were talking about how they need to bring back translucent consoles? Y'all remember that shit? Translucent N64. We were talking about these. Y'all remember this era in the 90s when we had the translucent consoles? We was like, yo, this shit was dope. They should bring this back. A few days later, Microsoft announces a new Xbox controller that's blue and translucent. On July 31st, Xbox announced a brand new gamepad design via its blog, the Sky Cypher Special Edition controller. But how much is it going for? Who cares? It'll be on sale for $70, so it's the price of a regular controller on August 13th. So if you want a translucent controller, it is here. They should have just called it. They should have called this Cortana. They should have called it Cortana Blue because it looks like Cortana. That's easy marketing. Fire your marketing team. God damn, y'all niggas need consulting. We're releasing a limited edition translucent Cortana Blue controller. Blue, boo, where's the games, Microsoft? Well, you can use this new $70 controller to shift through the panels. Shift through the game pass. Shift through the Game Pass, pay a couple generic 2D Metroidvania games if you want. Nothing too crazy. Play some Redfall. Yeah, play some Netflix, some Hulu. Nothing too crazy. The marketers don't play games, TBH. Yeah, they must not. Should have called it the Bluey controller. Shit, Bluey would have worked too. You would have had to collab with them. The Cortana shit made more sense because they wouldn't have to call anybody. They own Cortana. Halo. In 20 years too late news, more Microsoft news. Microsoft is dropping ads from Skype. So anybody out there still on Skype, playing games on Skype, blowing up your computer. I didn't even know there were ads on Skype. Tell Paw, tell Graham, ads are no longer going to be on Skype. And also be sure to tell Paw, Graham, and your mans and them that's still gaming on Skype. Discord exists. It's free. It's better. There's no ads. What is wrong with you fucking psychos? I remember this shit almost blew my computer up because this is before Discord came out. We used to have to talk on Skype. This shit almost blew my computer up while I was playing Battlefield 4. Granted, half of it was because of Battlefield 4, but this shit would eat up like 30% of your CPU just to talk to a nigga. Crazy times. Y'all didn't have to get it out the mud on this PC shit. What about Uvu? Yeah, Uvu. We used to talk to bad bitches on Uvu. It literally was called Uvu because you would talk to the baddies on Uvu, and then when you would like, you know, talk your shit, they'd be like, "Ooh, daddy." Let me stop. Disney will hold its D23 event on August 9th to the 11th, and they confirmed that gaming will be a big part of the event. They could potentially drop a teaser for Fortnite crossover with Marvel. So the D23 event is August 9th. Gaming might be big there. My thing is, like, I feel like this is a conflicting report. This is a rumor, by the way. Why would you say gaming is reportedly supposed to be big at the D23 event and then go on to say, we're going to see the Marvel Fortnite crossover? Where's the big games at? Yeah, like, where's Kingdom Hearts 4 at? I'm thinking, okay, if gaming is going to be big, I want to see some new Marvel games. We have not seen that Black Panther Captain America game outside of that damn cutscene, which, by the way, that was a tech demo. They were just showing off their new facial animation technologies. We haven't seen any gameplay. Where that shit at? That better be at D23, bitch. So if you're gonna claim it's gonna be big, you better go big or go home. Because if your big announcement is a Fortnite Marvel crossover, newsflash, y'all been doing that shit since like 2019. We don't care. You not lying. I remember I got the hottest dark skin ever on there. I guess, like, because you said she was bad. But the hottest dark skin ever. Like, that was kind of weird the way you worded that. Let's go into the sub box. Blade 2. We got a Blade announcement, guys. We got a Blade announcement. What's going on in the sub box? Do we really want another Kingdom Hearts 4? We don't have a choice, Aquacat. It's already been announced. I don't want it because I don't like that shit. But it's already been announced. So might as well show some gameplay. We haven't seen no gameplay. Got some Concord trailers. The road to get to Bale is cinematic as fuck. Yeah, up the mountain. It is. It is. Call of Duty. Well, that's the credit card scammer shit you was talking about. Call of Duty WWE collaboration. They got a trailer for the Cortana controller. That's crazy. Madden 25 official franchise and presentation deep dive trailer. Let's entertain it for shits and giggles. Rugby 25 early access. Sweet. Narcolid. You never played Kingdom Hearts 2 because it was great? Nah, I never played it. I think the reason I never played it is because at that point I didn't have a PS2. I had gotten in trouble. At school. So my dad gave my PS2 away to my cousins. So I didn't have any console for like a good year. So the only thing I had So then what I did is I saved up money from cutting grass and I bought a Game Boy Advance SP. And I used to play Game Boy games in my room. I used to hide it. I used to like lock my, like it was like a good year or two. It was pretty dark. I didn't have a I had got in trouble because I think I was forging my signature. I was forging my parents' signatures on my report cards. I was a little badass kid. So I got my consoles taken away because my parents loved me. So let's see, nostalgia. Yeah, I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I remember I was playing Banjo-Kazooie on the Game Boy Advance and Spyro. The Game Boy Advance got me through some dark times, bro. My parents still to this day didn't know I had that shit. Shit, I couldn't hide the console, but I could hide. It was small enough I could hide it, and the platform was just powerful enough that like I could get some cool games on there. I still got my SP, but I lost. I wish I still had my SP. That's one of my favorite platforms. That shit got me through some dark times. Damn, it ain't really no trailers. Let's watch these joints real quick then. Madden.
Hi everyone, Mike Tirico here for EA Sports to share with you.
You said you was nice with the forgery. I was. I'm not gonna lie. I was. I used to. I don't condone this. I'm not, any young kids in the chat, don't do this. I'm just telling my life story for shits and giggles. But yeah, I would take like documents that my dad had his signature on, and then like I would trace over it, and then like after I like 3 times, it was like 3 report cards, I got away with it, and I started getting cocky. I started getting kind of lazy, and like it just, you know, it didn't look as good, and they finally caught me. But that's how I got away. I was tracing my dad's signature basically. Allegedly. No, not allegedly. I did it. That was 10 years ago. Like not even 10 years. That was like 20 years ago. That was in middle school, I think. It's not allegedly. I did it. I got my ass beat. Like I remember.
Today we'll run through details about a redesigned NFL draft experience, player personality management, and dynamic storyline.
What? This year we get to do personality management, ego management, sweet.
Team builder, updates to franchise mode, and a number.
I'm not gonna lie, this voiceover sounds like AI. This doesn't sound like a person.
Of refreshed presentation elements, including our brand new broadcast teams. A redesigned.
Not gonna lie, it could be hella easy now with the machine learning. Yeah, I would imagine it's probably easier now to like forge like documents and shit like that, which I'm not promoting. Like I'm just saying I had to get it out of the mud back in the day.
NFL draft experience in Madden 25 allows you to truly feel like you're immersed in one of the most important moments in any player's career.
Sweet, I get to relive the glory days before I blew my knee out in fucking my senior year in high school and I learned my scholarship. Now I can really go to the league.
The all-new presentation simulates an authentic draft environment where players will meet Commissioner Goodell on stage. The draft experience also includes a new draft prospect board that updates in real time and is a breeze to navigate. Searching for the
one of the budding features in Madden 25 is the menu is a breeze to navigate. Nigga, I hope so. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, now it's simple. You can sort players.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Yo, my mind is so in the gutter. I'm such a nasty ass nigga. I read the archetype is deep throat. I was like, what kind of position is that?
It's simple. You can sort players, see their predictions.
I did the same. I'm like,
You'll also receive more in-depth analysis both during and after the draft, as well as a draft guide.
Oh, we got Jonathan Medina on the team.
In Madden 25, new player personality management and dynamic storylines in franchise mode are critical to yours.
The mouth movements are they're hella like stiff. You could tell this shit is all an afterthought, just like 2K story.
As you shape your team, you'll face situations that real coaches do. Like,
it would be really fire if you could like import your player from college into this game. Like when you boot up Madden, it like almost like Mass Effect. It detects you have a save file on your platform of choice, and then you can use them like in Dynasty mode or something. Like you could draft them. That would be pretty cool.
Dealing with trade rumors.
You can? Ah, that's fire. That's fire then.
And defining your team's culture. Now, you have to consider your players' actions, wants, and needs. Having to make promises that players expect you to keep, which can be consequential or rewarding. Everything you do in franchise mode,
which is funny in itself, because I want y'all to know, all the Madden players that make fun of people like me who play Elden Ring and Zelda, you niggas know you're playing an RPG, right? What is this, Fear the Deer? You're playing an RPG.
Stories and narratives that can last for seasons, allowing you to write your NFL story the way you intend.
Right.
Team Builder
people actually enjoy this shit? Yeah.
Madden 25. So you
every year, the top selling games every year for EA, is it Jedi Survivor? No. Is it going to be the new Dragon Age? Probably not. It is Madden and it's FIFA. Those are their best selling games. Specifically, they're all, because both games have an Ultimate Team mode. Those are the best joint. They're their best selling games. So yeah, you're like, are people into this? Is you have to understand, people who play games like this, they don't watch streams like mine. They don't read IGN. They don't read GameSpot. GameSpot. They're not on Kotaku. They're not following Dextero. They go to work. They work very hard for their money. They go to GameStop, pre-order Madden 35, and they come home and play it. That's it. Welcome to the stream, Jesus.
You can assemble an NFL powerhouse from the ground up. Your entire roster and team is complete.
Yeah, why you say that? This nigga say he got a lot of kids too. Yeah, why you say that? Chill.
Hands. You can even share your team online or download from the community's top designs. Then import them into franchise mode and take the league.
Sweet. Import your own team.
Other updates to franchise
they keeping
include
GameStop
over
alive.
1,400 more team and rookie records this year, like the rookie passing yards record and the all-time rushing record for your franchise, NFL records for single games and single season records. Franchise Central, a new home base, simplifies league creation and navigation, and the new personal message delivery system,
Messages.
brings you messages from members of your organization.
Sweet.
Other updates this year include female creative coach models, improved draft selection and free agency logic,
Wasn't in the game before. I don't
that
know.
allows younger players to become stars
He
faster.
got a deep throat upgrade.
Brand new storyline environments.
What's the comments say? Yeah, how does the community feel about this? Moms are going to get confused in online Christmas shopping. This is a fresh coat of paint to the UI and nothing else. Finally giving us old features from the old games. Did an AI do the editing on the read? I said the voice sounds like an AI. Can't wait to create Spencer James. They seem kind of indifferent. Can't wait for Angry Joe's review this year. DEIs. What up, detective? Let's look at a real sports game. Rugby 25. Yeah, they didn't say anything that made me interested. College football seems better. Nacon. They make games now? The same company that make fucking $20 controllers that'll break the next day? Nacon? Them niggas make they products out of the cheapest plastic
I'm
on
Matt,
Earth 1, 2,
producer
3.
for Rugby 25. First off, a huge thanks to everyone who has participated in the early access for Rugby 25 so far. We've had an incredible amount of helpful feedback. This has been amazing to see. We're so excited for you to come along with us on this early access.
The better
journey
question,
with
because
such
some of y'all were like, who's playing Madden? The better question is, who's playing Rugby 25? That's what
passion for the game. Let's go over some things for the release of early
Yeah,
access.
like Nacon
While our
is
dev team
it was a
has been
rival of
working on
Mad
the
Cats.
gameplay and features, which we'll be going over soon. The photogrammetry and art team have been working on the player visuals. And we're ready to bring you 7 teams with new visuals. From the URC, we have Ospreys, Dragons,
Why you say it like
Cardiff,
Dragons,
Edinburgh,
Edinburgh,
and Connacht.
bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Then, from the Gallagher Premiership, we have the 2023-24 finalists, Bath, and the champion Northampton Saints.
The Northampton Saints, of course.
There are now more places for you to play.
Yeah, what a gameplay.
Stadiums in North and Toulon.
Oh my god, that field looks disgusting. Where's the grass at?
While the art team has been working on these additions, the gameplay team has been hard at work on updates and
They
additions.
playing on tennis courts.
One of the biggest pieces of feedback was to improve the feel and impact for tackles. And in this update, we're able to deliver a significant improvement to the tackling system.
There's absolutely, I don't want to say absolutely, but there's next to no physics on these tackles. These animations are very stiff. This is an improvement. This is crazy. Look at this guy. This is just a standing player model.
Players will now tackle in a much more authentic way, with a heavier feel to the motions. We've used your feedback to shift dive tackle to the Y button, with the B button remaining for a standard tackle.
Game day 98 tackles.
Also high among the feedback was to work on improving passing. We've made a number of improvements to the quality of passing, as well as
There's no
reducing the rate
texture
of
on the
incomplete
grass.
Rucks have also had a refresh, with a rebalancing of the mechanics to make it more of a contest and to speed up using the ball out of it.
I've seen rugby all my life, and to this day, I still don't know the rules to this game. I don't know how it works. It looks like a fun game to play if you're a roughneck ass nigga, but I just do not understand how to play this game.
Steals have been balanced, and now there's a tooltip indicator showing the timing of when a steal is available. Mauls have been enabled for this EA2 release, and will be the main added gameplay
the
feature.
same.
We would appreciate as much feedback on this as possible.
I feel like they should go with a Madden
In
camera.
addition to what
You think the
we've covered,
camera's
a
too
large
high?
number of other improvements and
I
tweaks.
don't know
have been
enough about
made.
the sport to even
See the
say.
written patch notes for some of the ones.
All I do know is if there ever comes a day where niggas start playing rugby, we gonna take that shit over too. We gonna take it over. Rugby 25. I just learned how it's played 7-on-7 during the Olympics. Narcolead. What is this? Shout out to the U.S. women for getting the bronze. Which, by the way, when I was watching USA, I don't know what it is now at the end of today, but as of this morning, when I was watching USA basketball, the United States is in the lead with the most medals. We had 30. I don't know what it is now because it's the end of the day, but we had 30 this morning. We have the most medals. USA, USA. Which I think is fucking funny, by the way. Because I'm like, yo, what does the world love to say about America? This is the only time you'll ever see me patriotic. What does the world say about America? We're fat asses. Like, I don't know, man. You guys are getting beat by a bunch of fat asses. Our athletes seem to be a whole lot better. What the fuck am I looking at? Nah, we just got super soldiers. We ain't got the most golds. Yeah, I saw we didn't have the most golds, but just the most total. Yeah, we're gonna get gold in basketball. I know that. Always we better.